guys, Matt here for The Action Zone. Coming to you with my second review. As you can tell by the title, it is entitled Stormcatcher with Dolph Lundgren. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this movie, maybe raise an awareness for this movie. Simply because, a lot of people don't talk about it, and there's a lot of people out there who don't even know that this movie probably, exists. If you go to IMDb, there's only been 860 users that have rated this. And we'll talk about that in a little while. But what I do want to talk about is Dolph Lundgren's and some of his movies that maybe a lot of people don't know about, other than Rocky, 4 and Red Scorpion and The Punisher and Masters of the Universe, Showdown in Little Tokyo, which were all great movies. But he has a lot of direct-to-DVD stuff that I think that kind of gets lost in the movie pile. He has a lot of other good movies out there that are direct-to-DVD that nobody talks about. And direct-to-Blu-ray. We'll talk about that as well. Let's talk about Stormcatcher. I'm going to try my best not to give this movie away, because I realize that there is a lot of people out there who have not seen this movie yet, and I want people to go out and check it out and really, maybe discover it for the first time, or rediscover it if you saw it a long time ago. I mean, the movie did come out in 1999, so a while ago now, 12 years ago. It's a little bit younger of a Dolph Lundgren here than you're recently used to seeing him in the Expendables, and in The Name of the King 2, which was recent, which we'll review down the road. But so let's talk about this movie, and like I said, without giving it away too much. Dolph Lundgren plays an Air Force pilot. He's a F-117 stealth fighter pilot. His name is Jack Holloway. Basically, it kind of starts out, it shows him, flying the plane and kind of what they go through in a training mission and stuff like that. It's, as it goes on, you see that he gets set up and somebody hijacks an F-117 stealth fighter. He ultimately gets blamed for it, and, has to clear his name while also protecting the U.S. from an imposing attack from somebody with the stealth fighter. So it's one of those movies that it's not like it's a real hard plot to follow, or it's very, very in depth. It's very basic plot, for an action movie. The guy's got to clear his name, and he's got to, take out the bad guys in the process. That's how a lot of action movies are. This one's no different. Dolph Lundgren gives a very inspired performance in this movie, I thought. Like I said, some of his best work that he's done as far as direct-to-DVD goes. Like I said, I'm not trying to give too much away. The surrounding cast is okay. We have Mystro Clark playing Captain Sparks Johnson, kind of the black comic relief, if you will. But he does a good job. He had some funny lines. I thought he was kind of funny. Robert Miano plays General William Jacobs. He's a pretty good actor. He does a fairly good job. There's a couple people in here. Agent Locke and Agent Load. Yeah, that's right. Agent Locke is played by Kimberly Davies, and Agent Load is played by Anthony Hickox, who is actually the director of this movie. So it's his kind of cameo. And those two are really bad actors, I gotta say. I mean, it's a good movie, directed a good movie, but just bad acting by those two. But, you know, Lundgren does a good job. The others that I mentioned do a good job. There's some very adequate fight scenes for the movie. There's a lot of stock, either Navy or Air Force footage. Now, I've heard rumors that they were either, the stock footage may have been from the Iron Eagle movies or possibly Top Gun. I don't know that to be a fact or true or not. But so I'm just going to, you know, categorize that as a rumor. I'm not sure. But that looks really good and adds a little bit more legitimacy to this movie because they didn't use like a cheesy CGI, you know, plane and CGI effects and stuff like that. It's all done very practically. He has a very cool kind of a couple different actually fight scenes in the movie. All the effects are done, I think it's all practical if I can remember right. It's all pretty much practical effects. And so, you know, obviously a low budget movie, obviously. It's not, you know, it doesn't have a huge budget. I think the budget is estimated right around $2 million, so not a lot. But for $2 million budget, it's a pretty good movie. And like I said, one of Dolph's better performances, one of his better direct-to-DVD movies. And it's just a cool kind of, well, it's cool because, you know, the difference between this and a lot of other just standard action movies is it has to do with real aircraft. Like the F-117, you get to see it in action, and that's a really cool part of the movie. And, you know, it's just a cool element that it's different than a lot of other stuff that he's done. I really like the soundtrack. I really like the soundtrack of this movie. There's a recurring theme song through the movie, and I really liked it. It's one of my favorite things. One of my favorite things about the movie, actually. Now I do have this on DVD. I will show you the DVD case there. Now it did not come in this this white case. I had a white case on another DVD, and I got rid of one of my other ones, and so I switched it out. I thought it looked kind of cool in a white case. So, no, it does not come in a white case, but I know someone will ask me probably. But it is digitally mastered. Dolby Digital English 2.0, so at least it's got some Dolby Digital sound, which is good. Not surround sound, but at least the 2.0 stereo. It's a 16:9 widescreen presentation. Got your scene selection, interactive menus, you got the trailer. But no making of or director commentary or anything like that. It would have been cool to have a director commentary of this movie, but you know, bare bones. I think I got this on Amazon for just a couple dollars. You know, I might have even got it for like 99 cents. I can't remember, but it's rated R. There's some blood in there and some language. You know, get to see a little softer side of Dolph. Also, he plays a girls' football coach, and his daughter is one of the football players. So you get to kind of see him being a father, and he's a father in real life. So it's kind of cool to see that version of Dolph and saving the world at the same time, and the cool F-117 stealth fighters that are in the movie. Overall, for $2 million, it's a pretty cool movie. You know, on IMDb, I'm looking at it here, 3.9. God, that's really low. Because of the low budget and some of the shady acting in it, you know, I couldn't give it a 10 or even a 9. But as far as enjoyability goes, I can still watch this movie and enjoy it every time I've watched it. And I've probably watched it 10 or so times, maybe 12 times. I've seen it a bunch of times now. And I really like it. Every time I watch it, I like it. I'm a big fan of Dolph. So I'd give this movie probably a solid 8. Very underrated. If you're a big-time action fan or a big-time Dolph Lundgren fan, more recently, you haven't seen this movie, this is one of those movies that you can get for very cheap. And, you know, kind of get into some of his other movies that a lot of people don't really talk about. So that's my my review for Stormcatcher with Dolph Lundgren. We're going to have some cool stuff coming up this month. We're going to be doing some Jean-Claude Van Damme some Steven Seagal. I'm going to be tackling also the Blood Fist series. There is a lot of them. Of course, there's starring Don the Dragon Wilson. That's probably going to be in the second half of the month, second to last or last week in the month of March. I'm going to be tackling those, starting to tackle those at least. You know, I think that there is, what is there, 7 or 8 of those Blood Fist movies. But a couple of them I really thought were decent movies. I like Don the Dragon Wilson. So, kind of some obscure action stuff we're going to be doing. And that's going to be coming up later in the month. So stick with us here on the Action Zone. We're going to continue to talk about, you know, movies that, you know, really are kind of off the radar, but which I think really deserve another look-see. Or a lot of people who are action fans and are new action fans and are looking for other Dolph Lundgren titles to check out. I don't think you'll be disappointed with this, especially based on the price. You know, like I said, I got it for like 99 cents on Amazon. So check it out. If you've seen the movie, give me your own rating. Leave a comment. And we'll be back next week sometime. So take it easy, guys. See you back right here in the Action Zone.